Oh no. Alright, I think we're live. We should be live.
Oh hell no, Jigsaw, you're tweaking.
Let's check. Yep, alright, yep, we're all good. Live and the audio's coming through. Alright. What's up, everybody? It's been a while since we did our last stream, but for today we have some new guests on because Raven want to be a little bitch and, you know, have a life, which I don't know why he needs a life, because who needs a life? But anyways, we got Animasu and Leo here with us for the episode of the pod. You know, you know how it be.
Drugs.
Say drugs.
That's not very TOS.
I said don't do drugs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear
is
that.
TOS. I just heard the latter.
I just heard drugs.
I grabbed my cart immediately.
I heard what you said. I'm prepared. I'm ready. But
Oh, new Trudeau's art, new Trudeau's drop.
oh yeah, I saw that. Some good shit. He finally remembered his password to his account, so he can finally start posting again.
No, he hates BLUELOCK, bro. He hates BLUELOCK and he hates the BLUELOCK community. This
Fair.
man like crashes out in the Discords. He'll call other artists dog shit, and he's like, "I hate this bland ass fucking community."
Fair. But yeah, so for today's stream, we're going to be going through the previous two BLUELOCK chapters and talking about the previous two BLUELOCK episodes, because filling in for where we were, you know, last stream. So, to start this off, we're on chapter 280. So the chapter begins with the announcer saying, "The divinely fast wonder child Loki just stopped the Kaiser impact with his superhuman speed." Kaiser says, "Damn it," and Isagi says he reacted after he saw it and still was able to stop it. We come back to the gameplay where Nanase says second ball, and Karasu ends up jumping to intercept it before Hiyori and Shido can get to it, which the ball then goes to Zantetsu. And Karasu says, "Time for your stupid speed." And Zantetsu says, "I'm on my way," with a jet counter, and he starts sprinting down the field, breaking past Ness and pushing towards Raichi. And Ness says he's too fast. And Raichi says, "Don't rush in, you dumbass, play for time." And Hiyori says, "Okay." So Hiyori goes in to try and stop him, and Isagi begins following Zantetsu. He activates Metavision and says, "But wait, what exactly is a genius? Anyways, up until now I automatically thought of anyone amazing as a genius, but after seeing Loki's insane speed just now, I feel like labeling him as a genius doesn't cover it." And we see Zantetsu, who passes to Shido. Isagi says, "Analyze it to win. I have to understand the concept of a genius. Regardless of how much logic I've accumulated, is a genius someone who can transcend all of that with their unimaginable playstyle? In that case, Rin is absolutely on the level of a genius. The same is true for Noah. Then what am I?" Isagi goes over to Noah and says, "Master Noah, what should I do? What can I do in this situation?" And Noah says, "Bring me a winning theory. Didn't I say that before, Yoichi Isagi? I'm only interested in those who seek to best me. I feel nothing from you right now." So up to this point in this chapter, what did you guys think of it?
I thought, first of all, bro, the funny thing is, after deflecting the ball, everyone else is running to get it, and Loki's just like crouched down, just like looking at them, bro. He don't even move. He's just smiling at them.
Oh yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I don't need to do anything. You guys can take the reins and, you know, go."
I like the Zantetsu Karasu joke. He calls him stupid speed, so he kind of double entendres him, and Zantetsu says, "I'm on my way," as in wait, instead of, you know.
Yeah. I do like his jet counter though. That's something interesting. That he's kind of like doing. He's doing what Loki
does. Reminds me of
does.
Loki. Yeah,
He-
that's what
he's
I'm
doing
saying.
exactly
Like,
what
he
Loki
had to
does.
be training with him.
He does exactly what, like, you can see, like with Loki, whenever he increases his gears of speed, like he has those rings around him. Zantetsu has it, but in very smaller, like, wind bursts, and he's cutting
like
exactly like
Zantetsu.
Zantetsu's.
We should have gotten tiny training arcs for every team before the game, where we see them like training with their masters, to where we get hints at what their abilities might be. Because like, this just is pulled out of nowhere, and we're assuming that Loki taught him that, and that's cool and all. But like, unless the detail is emphasized, it's just another like thing that's
Yeah.
not that.
Just speculation.
Yeah.
Thing is, Zantetsu like chose the wrong team. He should have like went to Manshine.
No,
I
he
don't
chose.
know. Zantetsu
He
says
chose the right.
He's pretty good though.
He chose the right. He chose the right team. It's just Loki isn't. He's not being utilized on the, like, going to Loki was definitely the correct decision, but Loki isn't utilizing him how we would assume he should have been. That's the difference.
Yeah, like if Chigurh never stopped training and he had his full stam, he wouldn't have needed to go into Manshine to refix his physicality, so he could have gone to PXG and got that star treatment like Green and Shido. But like,
Yeah.
that's what Zantetsu's just too stupid to get it.
Yeah.
He just ain't there yet.
If Chigurh never got injured, I would say he'd be on the level of Rain in the second selection.
No, he'd be Nugent Levin.
He would
100%.
100%, because like the whole thing of Chigurh is that his ability to sprint comes from his genetic and how his body was formed when he was born. Like that's a literal mutation, and that fits the quality of a genius. But if he never got injured, like, because Chigurh is the one who's a genius, but is acting as kind of a prodigy because of his injury. He's having to play within the restrictions that his injury gave him. If he never got injured, he would be just as good as Rain in the second selection. Because how long did he stop playing soccer for after his injury? Is my question.
It was years or months, I think
That
it was
was-
years.
I wouldn't assume. Hold
Yeah,
on.
he said 1 year.
Was it a full year? I want to look this up.
I mean, an ACL tear is like, that puts you out of commission for months minimum. And then, lacking motivation, more months.
Yeah, it was a year.
Let's see. Okay, so now on the wiki they call him a forward prodigy.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Chigurh could be a prodigy because it really depends on like how unnatural your talent is to the extent. Because like Kaiser Impact is genetic to an extent. The muscle in your leg, how it stretches and extends.
No,
You
it's
could
not.
argue,
That's
he trained
that's
it with
straight.
repetition, kicking the ball against the wall.
Yeah, but that's something you could
No,
train
like, that
for.
muscle in your leg can be yeah, but you can be genetically predispositioned to just like have a hyper flexible muscle there. Like you don't have to sit there and stretch it out to make sure you don't fuck your leg up. You're just born with it. So I mean, I guess it just depends on if it's naturally attainable, like with hard work and effort. Because like you can't train to reach Loki's speed.
No, yeah, I think it just comes down to like, I think comparing Kaiser and Chigurh, like I think Chigurh is more leaning towards the genius title simply because, I mean, he literally said, because the doctor literally said it's because his leg muscles are formed in such a particular way that makes him such a good sprinter, that I think that's what makes him a genius. But with Kaiser, it's harder to conclude because when we see him as a kid, he doesn't have the Kaiser impact. He just kicks the ball, and he said he needs a weapon, so he just constantly started training that. Unless it's specifically stated or more hinted regularly towards the fact that it's something genetic, I think we could classify him more of the prodigy because we saw him train his leg over and over again to be able to do the Kaiser impact. And that's why I lean towards my theory of Ryo in the Manshine game. His idea was to copy the Kaiser impact to an extent because it's something he could train his body to do.
Hold up, is every Metavision user a prodigy? And Kaiser and every Predator Eye user is a genius. Other than Kaiser, who has both, which fits perfectly because he's masquerading as a genius, using an ability to blend in that he doesn't quite compete with.
I would say Bado's more of a prodigy than anything. How is he a genius? There's nothing genetic about him.
He was listed by a genius as Baru. That's the one thing I said about the chapter. How is Baru a genius?
How is Bado a genius, and how is Charles? How is Charles a prodigy, and how is he not a genius? Because I feel like Charles would be a genius and Bado a prodigy.
I think Bado's a prodigy because of his ideology and philosophy being so deep-rooted and ingrained in him that not even a world-class striker like Snuffy can shake his goals. So that is something that is gifted from the heavens. That is unnatural. You will never find a kid with pride like that in the world, to that extent where he can keep going.
So it's the mindset, not the actual genetic, it's not a physical mutation, it's a mental.
I think it's just an attribute. Any attribute that's gifted from the heavens that is just unnaturally beyond any conceivable limit makes someone a genius. And for Charles, that's I think Charles is a prodigy in the same way that Isagi is. He's a prodigy of adaptability. Because all we've seen from him is him just constantly upping the level of the field. But he's more so the person doing it, challenging others.
So what, Charles is the prodigy of unpredictability?
Oh, it might be the same as Baru. His mindset, the contrarian, is so unique and so only his. That his
But
weapon is.
but he's the product. He's a product. He's not a genius. Like Bado's thing would if Bado's mindset is what classifies him as a genius.
Oh yeah.
Charles is a prodigy. But I feel like being so young and being so adept with all these abilities, I think it'd lean him more towards a genius. But at the same time, I could see being argued as a prodigy because at 15, like Nico, he has metavision and he has that like unique passing vision that people have theorized about, like myself. I think that's what makes him a prodigy, is because he's so young yet so talented with all these things. But there's nothing physically unique about him.
Let's also keep in mind, like, take Hiyori. He's a prodigy, very clearly. We know why he's a prodigy, hard work. If he was in the same position as Charles, taken to France, mentored by Loki, he'd be the same skill level. So it's not like Charles is, like, unbelievably talented for someone his age. I mean, it is crazy that he's that young and that good. But in his circumstances, like, that's kind of to be expected. Like,
no, this is a plot
I
hole.
get the prodigy argument.
This is a plot hole because Hiyori's parents gave him the genetics of it. They're both Olympic athletes. Even Karasu says your genetics in your left leg are insane.
Yeah, but like we said, Kaiser Impact is still genetic to an extent. You can train to reach that level. Kaiser was just born with a more, flexible version of that muscle. It all depends on like how unconceivable the level of your ability is. Like Hiyori's mind, vision, reflexes, metavision, anything that he does, and even though it's enhanced by his genetics, it's still reproducible by a prodigy and a genius by simply analyzing it. For geniuses' weapons, they're like unique to them. You just cannot replicate them. Ryo can't, Isagi can't, through observation, like none of that.
Yeah, I think to look at it, we have to look through the lens of Ryo and his chameleon. If Ryo can copy it, you're a prodigy. If he can't, you're a genius.
Yeah, Ryo's like a top prodigy. He's like the ideal, like, I can adapt to anything I see, and that's what makes a prodigy.
Yeah. I feel like Ryo is more of the adaptability genius than Isagi, because he can adapt with any playstyle just by seeing it. Like in one game, he was able to copy in just 30 minutes by watching the U20 defense. He was able to copy them to 99% in 30 minutes just by watching them for a single time. That is an insanely good. That's adaptability if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I was about to say too. That was kind of a defective prodigy when you think about it, because like the whole talk about prodigies the leaks had him saying that specifically it's about ingraining this attribute into teamwork, creating tactics off of it, and raising the standard of the world to where like that crazy thing that you just witnessed and replicated is now the standard. Ryo doesn't make things the standard because he can never pull out its full potential due to his 99% cap. So he's kind of like stuck at that barrier, always being reliant on a genius like Nagi to bring out his talent. Because that's what the whole thing is. Like, you need a genius to show your own genius to the world. It doesn't mean one's better than the other. They just both need one another to work in tandem.
Like, Bachata's dribbling, it makes him a genius. Nagi's trapping makes him a genius. I'm still stuck at what would make like Shido and Bado a genius though. Like Shido,
it's both their mentalities. Both their mentalities are one of a kind.
But I don't think that would make you a genius per se, because like Bado's ego got completely crushed by Isagi.
Well, okay, it's like I'd explain it how Noah says that he didn't work to be number one. He just had a goal in mind and worked so hard towards that goal he got number one. That's how both Bado and Shido work, and with that same analogy, it's implying that like if you simply give it your all at geniuses specifically, if they pursue what they're good at, no matter what it may be, they're going to shine under the right environment. So it just like that differentiates them very clearly. And Shido's way more arguable for me than Bado, because Shido's just like, bro, nobody thinks like that. That's like a savant level of mentality.
Yeah, so if Charles is a prodigy based on his contrarian attitude. Shido's one based on his unpredictability. Marine's one based on his dual mindset of impulses and puppeteering, but also destructive impulses. Then you have
Sai's a prodigy.
Sai is the definition of a prodigy. Like he is the best prodigy you'll see, in my opinion. I don't think there's a better prodigy than Sai.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels right now to me between Isagi and Sai in the U20 game, and saying that he needs to raise the level of the field, and now Isagi's being like shadow puppeted by Ego on like how exactly to maintain his prodigy status and use it to like bring the field to a new level. And it's against Rin too, so
Yeah.
the side parallels are endless.
Yeah, it also comes down to like also I'm not arguing that Shido isn't a genius. I'm just confused on what attribute of Shido considers him a genius. Like with Noah, it's his God-given ambidexterity. Like that's what makes him a genius. No one can copy his no one you can get ambidexterity, but you're not born from it from the jump. Like no one else has been born from it from the jump. Unless you count Nanase, but even then
This
I don't
could be expanded on though. Like you could have genius attributes while being a prodigy yourself. Because Noah has multiple genius attributes. His mentality is one of a kind. Like that football junkie mentality, that's not commonly seen. That's a unique God-given attribute, as well as like you said, his ambidexterity. Those are both God-given talents. But like Shido and Baru, well, Shido has natural ambidexterity too, so I guess he does have a physically God-given talent. But Baru is like, yeah, he's the only arguable one, where it's just his mentality that puts him in that position.
What other characters do you think, one of each, that wasn't stated or shown, do you think fits into the into either of those?
Random characters. I think of random characters.
Like here, take Audio for example. I want where would you put Audio?
Audio, as a genius or a prodigy?
I'd say
He's
prodigy.
a genius because of his genetic.
Genius.
his
I'd say
height.
genius because of
His height is his main weapon, and all we ever see him use, like jumping headers. So even if it's not like world class, if he's relying on his weapon, it makes him a genius, I guess.
Then what about Tokimitsu? Tokimitsu's incredibly bulky, but
Physicality.
but he says he actively works out often. So is that like is he just naturally bulky and that dense, or
Yeah,
is he
we
like
couldn't. I don't. It depends. I don't think physicality could be a genius attribute unless you have a unique like muscle development, like you said, Chiguri's leg, like something very specific to give you a buff. Like if Tokimitsu was born with like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe
I don't know how specific it gets though.
Maybe he's like Kunigami in a way.
yeah?
Because I was born like I have a natural six pack, but that doesn't make me like genius physicality wise. But like some people are just like super jacked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. I'd say that's prodigy. I'd say you can work out to achieve that no matter where you are right now. So that's a prodigy.
And then this guy here in the chat, Fallen09, he says, I don't know what Kaneshiro wants to achieve with this, because he's treading dangerous waters with the conclusion of this. It can end up discrediting some characters like Isagi with this.
It does the opposite though. It gives them something to conform to rather than being wild cards, so the readers not only have something to expect, but like when the matchups happen, we can better theorize and put together like, oh, this is how this player is going to counter this. This is who's going to link up. This is what to expect in the World Cup arc. And like I would agree with that when the previous categorization where we only had two axes being like, the hunger and restriction and freedom, but now we have the complete square, like it's z-axis, like we got that shit. We can completely define what makes an egoist, and I think that's a good thing. Like I like it. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, some people won't fit into that category as well.
Or they could be bipolar like Rin. I still think we're gonna see him switch back to his calm state. Like
I
he's
want
gonna
more
realize
puppeteer. I want more puppeteer.
Dude, against Igarashi, why is he not locked in and said, all right, so my aggressiveness and my judgment is clouding me. I know that I'm better than this shitter. Let me just calm down for a second, do a simple roulette turn, and I'm gone. Like,
yeah, why is he not like Rin could easily just do a 1-2 with Loki and break past him. Igaguri is not as fast as Rin. If he's as fast as Rin, that goes more to a discredit towards Rin than it does a bonus to Igaguri. That is ridiculous.
I think that's how based on position. Like, look, I think Igaguri doesn't run up the.
That's fine, but it's a matter of Rin can get past him if he wanted to. And like
The thing is that it's just fouling.
Yeah, that's my. This is my problem with Shido and them. Like, this is my problem with Shido and this playstyle for Rin, is that there are so many ways that Shido could have played better in the U20 game, and there's so many ways that Rin could be playing better now. But like in the U20 game, Shido was constantly getting locked down by Ryo. But not once did he, because he has no problem passing to people. We saw with him passing to Isagi in the third selection. We see him passing with Sai. We see him passing with Sendo. Why didn't he just do a quick 1-2, break off from Ryo, because he's faster than Ryo, or just approach from a different side of the field that Ryo is not, because Ryo was on the left side. Go to the right side and get away from him. Get them out of position. Get Ryo out of position. Makes there's so many things he could have done, but he doesn't.
No, I think.
And the same thing's happening
Ryo's
with Rain
insult
here.
got him.
They're not
I think
thinking.
Ryo-
And it's,
Yeah, Ryo's insult got him.
like, there's so many things that they could have done, but they're like, that's what disappoints me with Shido too. Is that Shido was, when he was introduced in the second selection, he had incredibly high game IQ. He was able to easily figure out both Kunigami and Ryo's abilities in like a minute against them.
I have a theory about that. I think Igarashi told him because he knew it would scare them. Because Igarashi already knew their abilities, so he went into the match telling Shido that info in order to have moral and threatening superiority to make them feel like they're hopeless. Because like in the amount of time they played, there's no way Shido accurately broke down their weapons. Like, that's bullshit. I don't believe, bro. And I'm his biggest glazer.
Well, I don't think Igaguri would have been able to determine that Ryo was incredibly dexterous. If anything, I feel all we saw him do was a pass. But we as a reader know that Ryo is incredibly dexterous because of the third selection, or the second selection 3v3 match. Igaguri faced him off after that match when we had already found out, oh, he's already naturally dexterous. Igaguri only faced off against him in the Team Z match, and the only thing he really saw from Ryo, was passes. Like, that's all he really saw. Like, he intercepted a pass from Ryo to Nagi. That was, or from Zantatsu to Nagi. And then he saw Ryo hit a copy of Bachata's pass. But from that, he could have just assumed that he was a good passer.
Isagi's not gonna get an insane plot buff. Every time the MC gets a power up, it's not plot, alright? And
Yeah,
you
it's
know what? Actually, let's talk about it. It is plot. Let's stop throwing around the word plot like it's a bad thing. Story progression in general
is good.
is plot.
It's a good
it doesn't
thing.
mean it's a bad thing. When the main character evolves like he needs to, like, bro, he's only gotten an evolution every 100 chapters. Why are we acting like this man is Jesus H. Christ? It took him 2 whole games, 55 chapters to even put a goal, a point on the board. Like, he's not the man, bro.
And it's not like adaptability isn't his thing. Like, hey, I want to change his name. He is not the adaptability genius. He's the genius at emulation. That is what he's good at. He is good at emulating players' styles into his own. That is what he's good at. He is good at doing that. And we've seen, since he unlocked it in the second selection, he's good at emulating people.
Give Sendo his plot deal. Alright. Look, bro. Sendo's the GOAT. Come on.
Yo, we got a super chat from Eternal. Thank you, I appreciate it. You're wearing the same as yesterday, do laundry? Yeah, I recorded this. I recorded the fucking audio, and then I was in this shirt. Is there a problem with it?
Damn, he's cooking you.
Is
That's
there
out here cooking you.
Is there a problem with it? I do laundry every week. Is there a problem with me being in this?
There is a problem though. That donation is $8 short for you to buy a new Hanes T-shirt. Get to donating $8 more. If you want to see a new shirt, give him the money for it.
I'll pull my titties out right now and swap my shirt if it's such a problem, bro.
Hold
But-
on, try to get a monitor first.
But like, I wear, it's a comfy shirt. You got a problem with me wearing the same shirt? I did my review, and now I'm in this shirt. I will probably change it and take a shower after this stream, like I usually do on my Sunday stream, so I can come up with a video idea. You don't know me, man. You don't know my life and my strategy. I'm a college student. Sometimes wearing the same shirt for 36 hours is not the end of the world. What shooting did he emulate?
Not a shot. He emulated his trapping and combined it with his own direct shot that he was already proficient at. He didn't take any shooting attributes from Nagi.
He took the shooting style. It's not a style. It's more of a technique.
It's just a fake. It's literally just adding an extra step to direct shot. Like, they're fundamentally the same thing.
He's not really. Yeah, even then, he's not emulating the exact weapon like Ryo would copy. He's doing it to his own, in his own way. Like Naruhaya, he copied it based off of his ability to sense the field and see people's line of sight with his vision. That's what he did. He didn't do the exact same thing as Naruhaya, because Naruhaya was just waiting, and then he would just go at the right moment. Isagi does it when he sees someone notice something different. And then with his direct shot, he unlocked that all on his own. That's his own unique thing. He didn't copy that from anybody. Going into the U20 game, or in the third selection, he merged everything, entered flow, but he unlocked Metavision slightly. He emulated Rin's luck moment by entrusting the trance of that Rin did with Bachira and Isagi. Then he went in and scored, and then he emulated Metavision from Kaiser. Not like he didn't already know how to do that. He emulated his lefty shot from Kunigami and Noah, and then he emulated twin gun volley from Nagi's juggling shot. Like, he's not copying them directly. He's just emulating their abilities, and it's not plot that he can do that. He's good at doing that, and he does it in a way that works for him. I don't know why people. I don't know. All right, we can continue.
Because he recognizes himself as a genius, he's able to say, I don't have anything that makes me unique, but I know that this makes them unique, so let me add bits and, pieces to my own arsenal.
Yeah.
And that just exponentially increases his bag and scoring options.
Yeah. All right. So continuing the chapter, Isagi says, oh, so that's it. Geniuses aren't logical. They fascinate people by living however they want and naturally become the centers of the soccer world. Those are the sorts of people who it refers to. Also, this also comes to, I know this, we just said we're going to continue the chapter. Basing it off of logical, does this lean towards, like, if you have a specific type of ego, like the world or the self, the world, the self, the individualistic, or the freedom?
With genius and prodigy.
No, but, like, does geniuses lean towards more of the self and, like, the individualistic type as opposed to the world type?
Yeah, no, I was breaking it down last night, and 100%, because one big thing that differentiates a genius is they're selfishly pursuing their desires. Like, prodigies, they're all seen. None of them are going to do that bullshit Rin did and break away and go for a solo goal, because more than anything, not only are they a prodigy, they align with the aspect of craving victory over individual expression. So that's that's a huge line right there between the two.
Yeah. I know.
I love this shit so much. It's so cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's complaining about the philosophy of it, but it's actually so, intriguing to me.
Yeah. In that case, I'm no genius. I'm someone who only continually adapts to geniuses. I'm just a talented learner. We see that... I don't know why. Well, this is what confused me. Shido had the ball. I'm assuming he made the pass to Charles, but just the fact that I would have wished they kind of showed it instead of just Charles immediately having it. But whatever.
Shido is showing the ball, just assume Charles can have it on the next page. That's how they work.
Yeah, so Charles breaks past Yoichi and says time for another round, strikers, and he sends a crossover. Shido says that's good, Charboy, and Kaiser comes in with I'll say this afterward, but Kaiser comes in and says, not on my watch, you shitty pervert hotline, and he says, your tepid blue rose, this hotline is for me, and the contrarian. I want to say this, and you can argue all you want. I think that Kaiser with Metavision is the best visually looking version of Metavision. I think nobody looks better with Metavision than Kaiser. And I will stand on that.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be real crazy. I think Leo looks the best with Metavision. Bro, like when he's in his chameleon shit.
That's a good second for me. I think Kaiser's first, Leo is second, and then arguably I would say maybe. Nah, I don't like Nico. I don't like Nico very much. I think.
Dude, it's just the colorings that have me loving. Like Two Horns Watchtower coloring.
I miss his old style. I love how he does it now, but I miss like the old style he used to do too. But
Two Horns, his style hasn't changed that much. Yeah,
I know Kaiser has the default Metavision eye design, but I think with the Metavision eye design, Kaiser looks the best. I think the style of the standard Metavision design looks the best on Kaiser. That's my argument.
I'm not gonna
stick his tongue out.
Oh shit!
If you go back and watch a lot of games, his tongue was flopping.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. How do they pull out Metavision and sometimes they didn't?
They donated another $5 and they said, "Is this enough to keep your shirt on? Ain't no one trying to see that." And going 36 hours with the same clothes is filthy. Do better.
You know what? Yeah, $7 on Amazon, you can get like a 5-pack of white tees. Yo, low key, bless up, bro. Bless up, good shit. Was out here looking out for you.
putting this directly into the new Gen 11 movie budget.
Bro, he wants you to get a shirt first.
Fine, hold up. Hold up. Give me a second.
Crazy work, bro.
Give me a second, motherfucker.
Crazy work.
Fuck, now I gotta find a decent shirt. Fuck, alright, hold up.
Oh, dude.
Here we go. This is a comfy ass shirt.
Never open the BLUELOCK Reddit on stream, bro. You will get can't.
Alright, is this better? I'm in a completely different shirt now. Does this please you?
Please is crazy, bro.
Guys.
Reminds me of, dude, it reminds me of Ego's fucking horny dialogue, bro. Talk about some subjugate them.
Yo, hold up. Yo, hold up real quick. If I wear that shirt again for another 24 hours, are you gonna send another $10? Is this how?
Is this the money method?
Is this how this transaction works? If the longer I wear that shirt, the more money I make. Fuck yeah, hold up.
My name is Mr. B.
If I
BLUELOCK, you wore the same shirt for 2 days, so not making him wear it for 2 years.
Be honest though. If you had to wear a shirt for a year, but every single day you wore it, you would earn exponentially more money. Would you not just wear that shirt?
Can I shower like with it and like pull it up and scrub
I'd assume. Like I took a shower yesterday and I just threw the shirt back on. Cause like I had put that shirt on for the stream. Like I had put that shirt on before the reaction, like for the video yesterday. And then I took a shower and just threw it back on.
You just got called a good boy, Arrow. You just got called a good boy.
I'm fine with that. I got no problem with
$7? That's your limit to get called a good boy? $7?
Dude, my value is down here, bro. My value is low. I am not a high value man. I am down here, bro. You give me $7, I'll bark, bro. I don't give a fuck.
You know,
Bro,
honestly,
say he's on the market, gang. All right.
You kind of spin, bro. A bag of puffy.
But the sweating, I wasn't sweating. I didn't do anything yesterday. I edited a video yesterday. I was in AC. I put deodorant on. I put some cologne on. I was in my room editing yesterday. I didn't
average BLUELOCK fan.
Like I was editing a video. What? Glaze Isagi for $1. I'll glaze Karasu for $1. You donate, I'll glaze Karasu right now. I hate Karasu, but I will glaze him.
Why the fuck would we glaze Karasu? He's ass.
See, he's not ass. He's overrated. He's overrated.
He's dog shit.
I'm old enough to be your mom. I'm trying to mom him. Listen, bro. I have a girlfriend. If she gave me $2, shit, I bark. I don't give a fuck.
You know what? Since we were talking about it, there are special kind of egoists. Kedasu's a dog shit kind of egoist. How are you a prodigy and don't have metavision? What the fuck are you doing?
How are you a prodigy? How are you a prodigy yet you have less screen time than someone like you have less screen time than Iga Goody?
It's because his entire ability is picking on people weaker, so he never grows because his mentality is just like.
Well, not anymore. He was actively targeting Kaiser and Isagi this game. I would not say they're the weak links.
Yeah, not anymore. Well, there are no weak links really, but if there are on Bastion Munich on the offense, I guess it is.
They actually sent. Holy shit! We got 12 to put your old shirt back on. Bidding war. Fuck. Hold up.
Jesus, bro.
The dude Suki donated too and said "Psy movie donut." Damn.
The old shirt's been put back on. To take it off again, $11. $11. Who's got $11 for me to take their shirt back off and put on a new one? Who's got it? Everybody.
I don't want to give metavision to everybody. It's just very like we were talking about earlier. Everybody who's a prodigy also has metavision because that metavision isn't like an ability. People need to understand it's literally just a visual representation of enhanced spatial awareness and like analyzing the field. So that's just telling us this player needs to work harder using his mind than others because he doesn't have a genetic predisposition to go crazy.
Yeah. Alright.
Bro, don't read chat. Look away.
They sent. I put the shirt back on, bro. They sent $10 to put the shirt back on. I put it back on.
Look away, bro. The shirt smells worse than Rain's drool.
Nah, this shirt's fine.
Dude, I hope his drool wouldn't smell. Why would your drool smell, bro? Go to the dentist.
What would his
fucking gingivitis?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But glaze Karasu. All right, how long do I gotta glaze Karasu for? How long do I gotta glaze?
I'll set a minute timer.
Okay, a minute timer. I will hype up Karasu.
60 seconds.
All right.
Timer. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Right,
I'll go now. All right.
Go for it right now.
So, what I will say that what's good about Karasu is that he does play a good job at what he needs to do. And what we've seen him do during this game is actively bait people towards him to free up Charles. And I think he does a good job of that. Like, we saw him with Kiora and we saw him with Grim be able to hold both of them off while keeping possession of the ball. Just to send, like, a chipped pass over to Charles so he was free. Like, you had, like, honestly, you would have someone like Hiyori or, like, Kiora trying to keep Charles restricted. But, like, he was able to bait people over so that way he was free from him. Which I think is a good job for Karasu. I do also like how in the U20 game he was able to effectively link up with Hiyori and also Atoya and Shigiri. I think it was a good strategy because it worked in the third selection, and having those triple arrows was the triple arrow combination was very interesting to see again, especially against the U20 team.
The minute is over.
Fuck! I wanna. Can I shoot myself now?
Your whole glaze was that he was a fucking hitman, bro. He was taking the attention because he's so dog shit that he can't compete and needs to pull defenders, bro.
Just read the chapter, Blue. All right, we'll read the chapter, anyways.
No, hold up. Fuck that. Hey, Flash, you're watching a live stream. This is Arrow Assassin's live stream. All right. If you wanna read the chapter, open manga C123, buddy.
Also, this chapter has been out. This chapter has been out for like a week. Also, yes, I am prostituting myself. $11, and I'll do whatever.
Whoa, he in game in Minecraft.
In
Legal.
Minecraft.
Right,
in Minecraft.
YouTube
Although I am legal, so it's fine.
But that's not legal.
Bidding war. Who want bidding war? Do I switch shirts or do I keep this one on? $11, and I'll switch shirts again.
Yeah, I'm on TV. They banned me. $50 dono to help my account.
Brother, I've made more money off of this stream than I had made off of any of my any of the videos in the past 2 weeks that I've posted.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. CPM been down, bro. I don't know what the advertiser's going on.
Here, I made I made $7. I made $7, $9. I made $21 off this stream just to change my shirt.
Bro,
I gotta be
look it out for
chat.
you.
Chat, if you don't $12 to him, he's gonna wear. He's gonna go to his girl and he's gonna wear.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. Anyways, so the chapter continues with Rin picking up the ball, and this is my favorite line. She says, "Don't cuck me, Rin." And
you know the Japanese translation of that like makes more sense. It's like Nidarin, which is like a play on Rin's name while also incorporating the like cuck aspect into it. It flows better. It's not as vulgar.
Yeah, and then Charles says, "Fight nice now though," and Raichi says, "Box him in." And Rin starts to do his break toward his destructive break past past two of the defenders. Hiyori tries to come in, and he says, "We can run into him," and he still won't stop. He's a monster. And then Igaguri comes in and says, "Nope, hail the 3 treasures. Your brakes are busted, you tongue boy." And Igaguri says, "You," and actively shoulder charges.
Shit.
Actively shoulder charges. Actively
Sorry, my bad. I'm not trying to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Like, I was gonna say, I'm so glad he did this. I've been wanting Igaguri to get knocked on his ass for so long.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is the crash out moment I expected from Shido on him. But Rain, bro, like, dude, that's a whole new level, bro. He had 2 defenders on him. He's already pissed off. Igarashi shows up and says, "Hey, buddy, you gonna have to take me and my pals here. Also, your tongue's hanging out, dumbass." And
you ain't.
Yeah, he took that personally.
He's like, "You ain't shit.
You got no chill, dumbass." And he said, "Right, you know what? You're right. I don't got no chill. Catch this shoulder."
Yeah.
Dude, you notice he's running up on him as he's on the floor? Like, he would have continued to beat his ass if the buzzer didn't happen. He was down to fight.
Igaguri's legs are spread. Rin was about to plant and do a full power kick straight to his junk, bro. You can't tell me otherwise.
Showing him about planting seeds. He's about to show him how to take that shit away.
Yeah, I know, right? But, yeah, the announcer says, "Gurimu Igarashi is down once more, and that tackle earned Rin Itoshi another." At what point does he get a yellow?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. No, at what point does he get a fucking red? That is a red. That is immediate. Get the fuck off the field. You're Sergio Ramos' evil twin. Like
he did just straight. Like, he did shoulder charge him.
look at the ball. Go back and look at the ball. The ball is in front of Rin. He does not look at the ball at all. He lets it roll away to the left of him. He has eyes locked with Igarashi, and he just like
He
WWE.
He goes out of his way. It's like, this is horrible to say. There's, I can't.
Say
no,
it.
I can't
Say
say.
it.
No, I
Say
can't.
it.
I'm not saying that. That will get me canceled for sure.
Bro,
No, like,
crazy work.
like that's not a yellow or a red. He actively shoulder charged him. He's not going for the Raven locked in the basement of the stream. Yep, I've not given him any food or water.
Do you see Igarashi's shoulder colliding with Rin's? Because I don't. I see his literal center of chest, where his heart is, being palpitated by bro's like entire upper half.
He straight juggernaut charged this bro. Like he's like he
God.
like here's the thing. The ball was actively going past Igiguri. He could have gotten it past him easily, but he actively turned right to then shoulder charge him and knock him on his ass. How is that not a foul?
Dude, I just thought it. Yeah, I'm posting this on TikTok, bro. You know the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie where Broly's just grabbing Goku and like slamming him through the ice and dragging him around? That's literally what Raiden's doing to fucking Igarashi this game, bro. Dude, that's what he's doing to everyone. He grabbed Isagi by the hair mid-air and said, "Hey, dumbass, here's your seat to watch me be the GOAT." Like, he's kind of on demon timing this game.
Yeah. Like, make sure you give. No, I'm gonna give him this shirt after. That's all he's gonna have after the stream. But
Dude, after the stream, people are gonna be paying you for the shirt you wore on stream. Like,
yeah,
the
we
specific
start
one.
the bid at $2. Who wants this shirt? I'll throw it in the mail for you.
Crazy work, bro.
Shipping.
I'm gonna bet on it and make a video. What does Arrow Assassin smell like?
Probably,
Da Vinci.
if I had to give myself a smell, it'd probably smell like a bakery. Just because I love going to like Publix and getting some like cookies and some donuts and some sweet shit from the bakery at Publix. Shit's so gas, bro. I love that shit. You're slowly funding the movie? Yes, you are. You are slowly funding the movie. Anyways, but Raichi says, yeah, nice one, Igiguri. And Hiro says, we stopped him, but just barely. Isagi says, if all I can do is just brush up my talent, can I ever hope to win against geniuses? I mean, this is always how I fought. I use my eyes and brain to read the enemy's movements and get one step ahead of everyone else. I've won using logic. So I'm not special. Anyone could imagine these things. I've just developed my direct shot through persistent effort and made it my own one step at a time. That was enough until now. I managed to scrape by with my average talent, but the arena of the world's best strikers is swarming with geniuses. Physical abilities beyond anything I've imagined. Incomprehensible impulses to score goals. Inhuman philosophies.
Yeah, there we go.
So
We
yeah,
got what makes them geniuses: incomprehensible impulses and unhuman philosophies, and that applies to Noah too. Because like, see where it says unhuman philosophies? It applies to both Rin and Noah there.
like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. I feel like I need a little more clarification potentially, which I do.
Why is the chat lying? What the fuck? Igarashi moved to make contact with Rin? No, bro. In that panel, his tiptoe is on the ground and he's in a defensive stance. And then the next time we see him, he's being thrown across the field. Let's not. You know what? You'd make a great public defender, but let's not defend assault here. He should go to jail if we're being honest.
This is just. Yeah, public Southern Docks. Okay, I'll tell you, I'm in Florida. This is a statement I've made on stream several times.
Somebody told us he was scared from the hurricane. What'd y'all think?
I'm not afraid to let y'all know where I am. We live in Florida. You should be afraid of Florida.
He showed me his pet gator on stream, dude.
We have a sign at my college that says "Do not molest the alligators," meaning someone at my college has molested an alligator before, meaning they had to put this sign up.
This dude Arrow has actively called me at 3 a.m. on FaceTime, showing me that he's kicking a fucking gator in the face because it was blocking his door.
Dude,
Like,
I have a pet cat. I have a cat and an alligator. Like, and they're cool.
Bro, they're homies.
I've named my alligator the Wanima Brothers, even though he's only one of them. Even though he's only one, I've called him the Wanima Brothers. That's his full name. Anyways, let's continue. Isagi says, those amazing guys have things naturally. If this is a stage where only geniuses can survive, then I'm gonna disappear here. In the end, what I'm doing can all be explained logically. My power of imagination won't let me survive what lies ahead. I want to beat Green. I want to be the best in the world, but I can't imagine myself winning. All right, before we go into the end of this, I don't think he's crying. Like, I think he's just sweating. But I would say it'd make more sense to say he's crying.
Look in the bottom right of his right eye, and look how there is a little tear palpitation there.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think. Like there's a specific curve drawn that's not consistent with his eye. That looks like water.
Here's the thing. I want to ask this. Why? I know Isagi wants to be the best, right? He's number 2 right now. And if he fumbles the rest of the game, he is still making it onto the Blue Lock Japan team. He is still considered, even if he fumbles this game, he is still considered to be Blue Lock's hero. No matter if he fumbles the rest of this game, he is still considered to be that. And going into the World Cup, he will probably still get better. Like, there is no amount of fumbling that he can do right now that is going to make it so that he's going to disappear.
But that's the whole thing, though. He doesn't, he says that, in verbatim, he says, I'm gonna disappear here. But, he doesn't actually care about the status of being number 1 or 2. That's his whole thing. He wants to win this game in specific, here and now. That's why he's tweaking. Right here is all that matters in this moment. Not the future, not before. He wants to win this shit against PXG. Just like in the U20 game, he went up to Ego when everyone else was thinking about, oh god, we're never going to have a future in football. And he said, fuck all that. I don't care if I play after this. I want to win right here. Tell me how to win.
But yeah, then we cut to Ego, who says, that's it, Yoichi Isagi. The wall of the talented will become your stepping stone. The truth of the world of talent is that it's hopelessly illogical, but only those who have reached that wall can discover a new path. It's time to learn the formula for evolution, Yoichi Isagi. Now, going into this, right, I do think that it's going to come down to, we'll talk about it after the next chapter, but anyways, what did you guys think of this chapter?
Dude, like you said, next chapter is way more relevant to, what we want to talk about, but I think this was a good prelude. I think it was a good, setup for what comes in 281. The action off the bat was, unimportant, and just to get the game back flowing. I thought it was interesting that Isagi still wanted to run next to Noah and ask him for advice, despite, I guess he's 16 and just coping, but, he was told verbatim, I don't fuck with you, little bro. I'm just here for Kaiser. And he's still like, Master, please, what do I do? And this is after the Ubers game, too, when his advice to Isagi was, I don't know. Thug it out. What is Noah finna help you with, bro?
Leo, what do you think? Is Leo even here?
Leo,
you've been muted this entire time.
No, my bad. I was just watching episode 2. What's up?
Bro's getting that blue lock in. What'd you think about the chapter?
About what chapter?
280. The one.
Have you not been with us this whole time?
I've been with y'all. Yeah, I'm
the chapter where Isagi cried like a little baby. I can't imagine myself winning that chapter.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's just Isagi's and not really thinking straight.
So in short, bro's a little bitch. All right, well, I'm glad we've established this.
That is one thing actually. How accurate Isagi's statements are a lot do come into my mind, because we do get only his perspective at sometimes with him monologuing, and like I said, he is a 16-year-old boy. Despite how egotistical or talented he is, he's gonna get emotional, his judgment's gonna get clouded, and I don't think we can fully trust what he says 100% of the time. Hence why, unless Ego specifically categorizes someone, I don't take Isagi's groupings as, verbatim. Him calling Kaiser a possible prodigy, I still want that to be elaborated on before I close the case on that. Rather than, if Ego said it, I'd be yeah, alright, it's 100%.
Yeah, with how I do my terms of debating whenever I have to debate someone, you always need to look at it like this. In terms of hierarchy of presenting information, at the top is always feats. You always have to go off of feats. Below that is statements. Below that is speculation. Right? Like, for example, if you're arguing, if I want to make the argument that I don't think Shido's goal in the World 5 match was scored purely off of his own ability, my reasoning for this would be looking at Shido's playstyle and feats in the manga and how he plays, looking at who was on his team, and then speculating as to how I think it came about. Like, I have the theory that I think the reason that Shido was able to score that was because he got an assist from Ryo. That's my theory, and that's my debate, is that Shido got his goal with the World 5 given an assist from Ryo. The same way that Rin got it from Bachira. That's how I see it. And I can argue that by basing it off of Ryo's playstyle of being an anchor, Shido's playstyle of needing a good passer, and his overall performance and utilization in the game. That's how I go off of it. If you're presenting anything, you need to have feats first. If you can't have feats, you can go off of statements. And it depends on how credible those statements, who's saying those statements determines how credible they are. Like, if Ego says something, that gives a lot more credit than if Igaguri said something. You know? Like, if they said two contrasting things, you'd want to go with what Ego says over what Igaguri says. Because Ego is the more credible person. And then you can speculate after that. That's how I make my arguments. So, when it comes to that, I'm very, I don't know.
Speaking of Igarashi, dude, it's so funny to me that Isagi's wall right now is quite literally solved by the advice he gave Igarashi prior to this game. Like, Igarashi is succeeding, doing what Isagi needs to do right now. Set an achievable objective within the moment and strive for nothing but that with your, like, current, abilities. But instead, he's seeking for, like, to add more to his arsenal via, like, teaming up with Kaiser to, like, level out the power distribution. Which is fair, I guess, but, like, I'm still curious why he gave Igarashi the advice but won't take it himself.
What do you, hold up, TD, what do you say portrayal over feats, which is greater than or equal to statements? Portrayal, I would say portrayal is feats. Feats is in, like, what you can... Yeah. Feats is in, like, what you can see happen, like, the events you see happening in the story. That I would consider that to be a feat. Like,
Shido punches Mark. That's a feat that he punched Mark, but also a portrayal. It's portrayed in the manga and the comic.
Yeah. Thing. Like, if a statement says, like... If a statement says, for example... Like, so, say Isagi says... Aiku is stronger than Baro. But we actively see Aiku losing to Baro in terms of strength. I would say that Baro is stronger than Aiku, despite it being stated that Aiku's stronger, because we have the feats to prove this. It also depends on who the statement's coming from. If it's coming from the mangaka himself, I'd say you have to take the statement of, like, of current, of relevancy.
Let's also keep in mind that our beloved author's not the most consistent.
Yeah, there are some plot holes. It all comes down to stuff.
Portrayal isn't feats. The portrayal of something, like, if you're gonna portray something from the manga into the anime, that just means you're showing it. Portrayal is just showing. A feat is showing somebody doing something. Like, I don't know what the defining difference you think is there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's statement over feats, but how would a player saying something happened versus something actually happened overwhelm it? Like,
that's only, like, very specific context, and that's reaching. Like, in Arrow's comparison, he's saying, like, Bado versus Aiku. He means, like, if they're one-on-one, like, arm wrestling, and Bado clearly wins. Not, like, in niche circumstances where, like, you could argue that Bado's physicality wasn't taken into account because defenders were overwhelming him. Like, just straight up, like, undeniable feats are, way more valid in arguments than any statement in the world. And that's not arguable. That's power scaling 101.
Like, yeah, you can go off of statements, but you have to take the feats over the statements. Like, here's the thing: if Shido has been stated to be able to jump it's gonna be wild, jump 3 feet into the air, but Isagi says that Shido can jump 3.5 feet into the air. If Shido has only ever been shown consistently being able to hit 3 feet. and never
Trust in
shown.
that bullshit.
You can't trust what Isagi says because it's inaccurate. Can we all agree that Chigiri is in the top 3 or top 5 dribblers in Blue Lock? I can say that. I would agree with that statement. What do you guys say?
Fabinho number 1, Bachira number 2, Yukimiya.
No, I'd say currently Chigiri's might be above Yukimiya even. Yukimiya's got his.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yukimiya's got his dribbling. Yukimiya's got his dribbling stopped.
Yeah, he's more streamlined to his, like, you're relying on his speed like Loki, which honestly I think is a bad thing. I think Loki's a bit of a bad teacher because he doesn't realize that he's a god-given genius with his speed, so he's trying to, like, let Zantetsu or teach him how to rely on it rather than, you know, Zantetsu's a prodigy more likely.
No, oh yeah. Well, I don't know, because Zantetsu said he was just he just found out he was good at running. It's not like it's not like Chigiri where he has an actual genetic mutation that makes him good at running. Zantetsu just was said to have found out. Would you consider?
Yeah, but it's not like otherworldly though. Like Zantetsu is shown to be fast as fuck off the acceleration, but like even when he's put side by side next to another player, he's only like a second or two ahead of them. Loki's straight gapping these kids, like running laps on them.
Okay, so Sai, Bachira, Lorenzo, and Rin are better dribblers than Chigiri and Yuki. I can see Sai, Bachira, and Lorenzo. I can see that. Rin is very.
Well, Lorenzo is also very arguable because most of his quote-unquote dribbling feats aren't dribbling, but just positioning his center of balance to bait a defender. Like, if you consider that dribbling, but
I would, because Yukimiya does that. Yukimiya throws his opponent's center of gravity off guard before he breaks past them.
Yeah, but with dribble moves though, he specifically does like scissor feints, step overs, drag backs. Lorenzo's like holding the ball in place while leaning his entire upper half to the left or right. Like, that's not using the ball to bait, that's your body. And I guess that's an extension of the ball when talking about dribbling. But
yeah, I think Rain might be as good of a dribbler as Yukimiya currently, but I don't think he's better than Chigiri because I think you could argue that their dribbling itself is around the same, Rain and Chigiri, but I think Chigiri's speed with his dribbling, that he can do it so fast.
Yo, he always low-key called it dribbling too though.
Bro, if I find out S is in his ranking, Rin's ranking.
I don't know. Alright, so we can get into the next chapter now.
Hell yeah.
Chapter 281. We have. Oh, never mind. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch a stupid advertisement.
Look away, guys. Look away.
Look away. This is Hispanades.
Whoa.
Oh no, Hispano ads. I'm stupid.
Crazy word.
All right, let me get. I have the translations. I think some of them are here, but anyways, let's unhide this.
I love the fucking chibi chapters, bro. They're my favorite.
Yeah. Anyway, so the chapter begins and it says the chapter is called The Equation of Evolution, and in the opening tagline is Ego speaks of the process of evolution. This is how we have spun egoism. In Ego it says life is born by receiving a copy of the gene from both the father and the mother. However, and then hold on, we'll go to the next page. However, rarely a child with characteristics that are not found in either of those parents is born due to a copying error. For example, they might be born very small, very tall, very fast, or very sensitive. In most cases, because they are different than others, they are ostracized or lose out in competition and fail to leave behind their genes.
Yeah.
By chance, they may be suited to a favorable environment. Those genes increase in number through natural selection, and the characteristics that were once sudden mutations eventually become the standard for that species. This cycle of genes repeats, and eventually a creature that is completely different from the original species is born. This is called evolution. And Henri says, wow, I didn't know that. So basically when a Pichu becomes a Pikachu, right? And Ego says, Henri, adults who don't study will be eliminated.
Bro, I'm about to fire your ass if you don't focus.
That's a really good comparison, though, in my opinion. Like, Pichu becoming a Pichu is a perfect comparison.
Also, very, very fun little detail, which is why I think Isagi still is partially a genius. Why did they specify senses? Nobody in the series that's a genius so far has been a genius because of their heightened senses. The only person that's stated to have heightened senses is Isagi in the light novel. And that's a God-given talent that he's always had, which should make him a genius to an extent. And they specifically say at the beginning of this chapter, that's part of the process of evolution and geniuses and prodigies. So, I don't know.
Yeah. But, anyways, to continue. Ego says, well, this is my personal theory about talent, but I think that all evolution in human society is essentially the same. Humans are born with special characteristics that are different from others, may not be understood or may find difficult to live. But that may be the evolutionary gene of humanity. Humans can throw the expressions of their body and mind, which are born from those pointed and concave parts, into the world. And among them there are those who create innovative expressions that fit the times and the environment and change the world standards. I call those who possess such a species geniuses. So, at this point, what did you guys think of the chapter?
I love it. The chibi. I love it, bro. I love it. I love having chemistry and bio on Tuesdays and Thursdays and coming home on a Saturday to have to regurgitate biology and evolution.
See, I don't miss that at all. I haven't had to take a science class since my first term freshman year, because I'm only doing digital shit now, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad I don't have to handle that anymore.
I think Kaneshiro is doing really good to explain things like fundamentally to people. He starts at the very base of it, because this chapter is leading into geniuses and prodigies, as we know, but he starts with literally the basis of how human evolution and animals evolved to survive. And then Henri's like, well, how the hell does that relate to football? And then he segues into it. So it's like very digestible for the reader, despite being super complicated. And like, dude, the officials aren't even out, and yet we understand it. That's crazy. Normally leaks are completely like
confusing,
mistranslated and misunderstood. But like with this chapter, he wrote it so well that we know exactly what bro's on about.
Exactly. Like, I love analyzing the series, and I don't like science very much, but I can admit it's important. It's very interesting when it's put into this kind of format. But
otakus need schooling? I mean, he's right. What he's talking about regarding natural selection is exactly how it occurs.
Yeah.
I mean, despite the part that he didn't preface with saying that a problem occurs, like, needing the evolution. Like, you're not going to randomly grow taller and be like, guys, I can get the apples in the tree. No, it's going to be like the species migrates to a place where there's taller trees, they start dying out, and then they have to evolve.
Yeah.
So, other than that, he's spinning, bro.
Like, here's the thing. It's in the same vein of, like, humans and the tailbone thing. Like, how we evolved and we have a tailbone, but we don't have a tail. That whole kind of thing. That's how it is for the example of how he's putting it for soccer.
Bro said he misses biology class. All right, we can trade. You can go to my classes for me.
All right. Ego then continues and says, however, such innovation in modern society can never be achieved by a genius alone. Therefore, there is a need for another talent that can find the seeds of a genius, understand their value, and convey them to the world. The one who can raise the feasibility and reproducibility of that and makes it the world standard is called a prodigy. And Henri says, I see the mutant talent that a genius has because something that everyone in the world has. That's just like the story of gene evolution that you talked about earlier. And Ego says, that's right, I think that's how humanity has continued to evolve its civilization. And it's the same with football. A genius with exceptional physical abilities and who performs super plays becomes a singularity. By analyzing that and creating tactics, and by using data to devise countermeasures, a prodigy redesigns the play with a new logic. That's how football has evolved. And Henri says, so that's the equation of evolution. And Ego says, yes, you figured it out, Isagi Yoichi. The world doesn't revolve around geniuses alone. Prodigies and geniuses are two wheels of a vehicle, and prodigies have their own path to becoming the world's best. Now this gives me the theory of what I think is going to happen. What Isagi is going to realize is that it's gonna be really stupid, but this is how much to do your homework on stream. What's your homework? What's your homework? Depends on what your homework is.
Also, if you're in university, don't do that, bro. You're gonna get banned from your school. or doxed.
Yeah, but here's my theory with this. I think it's really stupid because it's what Isagi already is. Spanish? Hell no, I don't even speak like a Spanish. Use Google Translate, bro.
What's Isagi gonna do though?
I think it's really dumb. But I think Isagi needs to come to the realization that he isn't the one who creates the game of football. He redesigns it himself. Like his entire thing is about like everything, seeing, thinking, and then moving. Like the whole thing of his entire playstyle before Metavision. He's seeing with Metavision. He's trying to actively design the field by moving while seeing and thinking. That is ineffective. He's actively he can't create someone without having a full thought combined. And that's what he's been trying to do with Metavision. I think now he's going to use it in a way that's reactive, which I think is good because he realizes he's not a genius. By having someone like Ness, who uses magic, who wants to use the magic of football to create plays, Isagi then will read... Isagi beyond logic, Isagi is then going to use logic to redesign those plays with the mindset of a prodigy to create the new field of football. Geniuses might create the current state of football, but Isagi as a prodigy will redesign it to himself. That's where I think that I don't know how he's going to do it, but I think that's how he's going to go about this. Is that Isagi is going to redesign the field through the lens that works for a prodigy.
That's why I'm saying like it doesn't quite make sense to me yet where Ness is gonna fit in, because if Ness gets involved, he's a genius. He should be showing his talent in his own selfish, individualistic way, which if assisting Isagi would be like saying, hey, fuck you, Kaiser, you keep ignoring me after everything I did to you. You know, maybe they're put in a situation where both of them are on equal grounds to receive a pass, but like Ness turns into a borderliner and chooses Isagi. But in that scenario, what is Ness's like unique weapon besides his passes? And also like, how does Isagi use anything unique to turn that into a play? Because, I mean, he's just Hiyori 2.0 at this point. Unless we see some crazy dribble play from Ness, it's just going to be like linking up with Hiyori and the Uber
That
play.
would be... So, the point I want to see with this is that there's going to be two things. One, it's going to be Isagi, right? Ness, he has his ankles. He has an ankle technique. He has his passing. But I think he's going to unlock that passing vision that Charles has.
Yeah.
Which will let his passing be more fine. But I also think it's going to be Kiora. Kiora has been hinted to be a borderliner. And at this point, with Noah siding with Kaiser, that makes Isagi the underdog here. Which means...
Bro straight up said it. He said, bitch, I'll rock with whoever.
Yes. But that's what I think is going to happen, is that Kiora is going to work with Ness and Isagi to redesign the field towards him. The geniuses like Loki, Noah and Rin might control the field now, with Kaiser struggling, but with Ness who creates magic with his plays, with Kiora existing as the borderliner and Isagi being the redesigner of the pitch, he can use Kiora and his small stature and his ball keeping to be able to keep possession of the ball, while Isagi uses Ness to create the field. And then Isagi can then redesign the field with the time he's given from Kiora. And then with Kiora assisting Kaiser, the other team is going to be on the lookout for Kaiser, from him getting another assist to Kaiser. Because again, from how it looks, Kaiser's the one to pass to. I mean, he's working with Noah. From the other team's perspective, he's the biggest threat right now. That's the moment Isagi needs in order to create a play. I don't exactly know how it's going to do that, but I think Ness, Kiora, and Isagi are going to have a combination together.
Yeah, the only part I disagree on is I think Kyora's gonna choose Isagi as the underdog. I don't know how Isagi's gonna be in the position of underdog, whether it be like...
Well, he's in it right now. He's in it right now.
Yeah, but like what we're segueing into is if Isagi and Kaiser do team up, which is looking like a high probability, they're using one another as stepping stones to fight against the wall of geniuses. So if Isagi's to become an underdog again, does that imply that Kaiser's gonna betray him before Isagi can do that to him? And it's going to leave him at a disadvantaged spot. And I still think Hiyori's sadistic nature needs to be shown, bro. I don't care if it's some ass pull in one chapter, some 2-sentence dialogue to saying, yes, Kaiser, whatever you say. Like, we need something to make Isagi tick and be truly alone. Because if he still has those options, like, if Kiora and Ness working with him just doesn't feel right. It just feels forced for plot and like hype merchants. It doesn't seem like it's going the right way.
I don't know. There's some
could,
ways. There's some
sorry,
ways.
but Need You.
Well, the
could
thing is,
talk about that.
he already said he won't pass to anyone.
You
Yeah.
couldn't know. What'd you say?
And giving Hiro the ideas.
What?
So I think Hiro will still stick with him.
Well, right now he's not giving Hiyori any ideas. As we're seeing, everybody on Basher Munich is benefiting more than anyone than, using Noah and Kaiser. I mean, even Raichi's seen that and is working in tandem with
I
them.
think what Hiro really likes was the chemistry.
Yeah. And I'll get into it at the end of the chapter. I have some reason why I think Ness is going to be important. But anyways, we'll continue it. So Isagi continues, and Isagi says, "There is no logic that I can use to be a genius. I can't suddenly pull off insane plays that go beyond reasoning like those geniuses do. I can't even imagine it." It's come to think of it, I've just been fighting like a prodigy all along. Every skill, every weapon, every moment, I've just been analyzing other people's talents, copying and predicting them, making slight adjustments to barely win. And then he says, sorry, I'm getting cut off on because I keep like losing my spot in this thing. I'm just a hyena who's climbed to the top. I can't create even a shred of originality on my own. I'm a genuine number 2, a shitty prodigy.
Hey, is that a callback? Could that be possibly a hint to what he does? Kunigami? That was a very specific
Kunigami's off the pitch right now.
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about Kunigami specifically doing something. I'm saying he called himself a hyena, which was once used as an insult towards Kunigami for the way he played.
Yeah.
So maybe he gets inspiration for his stolen goals.
Maybe. He says, right now the battlefield is being dominated by geniuses. The world is waiting for their super goals. Number 2s like me will not get the pass. And then Loki runs in and says, "What? No, that's too much. I can't do that. There's an insurmountable wall of talent between me and the geniuses." And then Kaiser screams something. He says, "What an unfair god." And then Kaiser himself screams, "How incredibly unfair of you, you shitty god." And then Isagi realizes something with Kaiser's words, and he says, "Huh, Kaiser? Why are you the same? Do not mess with me. You're on the side of geniuses, aren't you? Unlike me, you can even compete with other geniuses. Unless you couldn't be. Could it be that you're on the side of prodigies?" And that's what Isagi comes to realize. And the ending tagline of the chapter is, "A new discovery that overturns the foundations. Can understanding Kaiser as a prodigy lead to a breakthrough?" Now, the reason that I believe why Ness is going to be important is because of this moment here with Kaiser. In all of these specific puzzle pieces, if you go back to it, Ness has contributed to them in some way. This is where, like, in the first one with Kaiser's introduction, Ness was in the background with him. In the one with the one here in the puzzle piece on the right, that's when Kaiser declared the rivalry with Isagi. We're both strikers thing. He's holding Ness. When it comes to the panel of Kaiser's thing of his Kaiser impact, Ness gave him the pass to then score with that goal right there. I think the reason that Isagi views Kaiser as a genius is because he worked with Ness, someone who is a genius. So I think by understanding what made Kaiser appear to be a genius, Isagi can then understand how to compete on that level as well, the same way that Kaiser did.
But yeah, that's the whole thing, is that geniuses give prodigies basically the stage to show their own genius. Because it's not like genius is like an all-encompassing term saying that nobody can show like genius level of plays. Because like two-gun volley is a genius level play. It's just all about like the terminology and its incorporation, and specifically with like when you look at, like I was saying earlier, the duos, their ideologies and the way they view the game, and specifically if they crave for winning or individualistic talent, like that all depends on, is tied into their skill. And with Ness, he's what is he? Freedom. I mean, he's been restricted by Kaiser, but we assume he's a freedom type, right?
Yeah, I'd say he's holistic and free. I would say because he doesn't really play individualistic in this way. Like for himself, he plays for others. More specifically, Kaiser, but
and free, and on top of that, he's a genius. Then he's gonna fit perfectly with Isagi, or fit perfectly, reining in both Isagi and Kaiser at the same time, like Charles does for the contrarians of PXG, because they're both geniuses and they have a prodigy puppeteering them. So it would be a nice parallel for BM to do the same.
Yeah. I think next chapter is gonna be a monologue, like another monologue chapter, which I hope it's not, but I could see that. What do you think, Leo? Leo,
got nothing.
you got nothing? You got no theories?
No,
Well,
like
yeah,
I
but
don't have
nothing.
anything right now. I mean, based on what I mean, I got like theory on.
Look, I will say Kaneshiro and Nomura are doing a lot better, like right now in the end part of the game, incorporating the monologue with the action. Because like everyone's saying these are Yap Fest chapters, and yeah, they are. But the ball gets chained quite far up the field through a lot of people. Like if you actually focus on what's happening while reading the dialogue, there is action. It's just not the main focus because they're not the MC evolving. I don't know what to expect.
I think, but I think what I don't like, I like the start of I like the beginning of the PhD game leading into Kaiser's goal. I think after Kaiser's goal is where I started to like enjoy this match less. I still enjoy it, but I feel like up to that point was perfect to me. Now I feel like what I don't like is that the plays start and then they stop basically every chapter. Like with Igaguri fouling, like the kickoff and the Igaguri fouling, and then it started with Noah getting the ball, and then he got fouled, and then ended on the free kick. The free kick happened, and then it ended with Loki blocking it, and then Zantetsu got the ball, and then it ended, and then the play ended again with Igaguri fouling Rain, and now it's starting up again with it's continuing here. It hasn't really stopped, but it's another one of those like this is the first chapter in the last since the last kickoff that the play hasn't just stopped.
Well, based on that specific complaint, I can assume you wanted the 3 goal limit not to be a thing because that is exactly what is limiting that. BM cannot be at a losing position down by 2 points. They can never be in a situation where they're down 2-0 because that puts them 1 point away from victory and makes the next 2 points like uber predictable. Like the author can't do anything to psych us out there. So like it kind of like especially in a game where Isagi is helpless, like you said, like the first part of the match was a lot better paced for you because it was like the dialogue and the action was better incorporated and flowing. Well, now Isagi can't do shit. He can't compete with the geniuses. So now we're having like the slowed down monologues, and that I mean, there's really nothing he can do about that. That's just kind of
no, I get that, but like compared to go to chapter 2, 184. This is the chapter 184. This is during Manshine. This is the chapter after Isagi gets Metavision. If you go through it,
I'm fucking amazing chapter.
I think this is the I'm fucking amazing chapter. But when you go through it, there's so much actual gameplay going on along with monologuing. It's perfect. It's the perfect balance.
The monologue here isn't important though. I mean, it is important, but at the same time, it's like most of it is just Isagi's thoughts being over conveyed on the page to show us that Metavision is like this like high functioning thing that is overwhelming his brain. And then like there is a lot more action in Manshine, but that's just
there's actual
Manshine was a key
plays being made is my thing though. Like in this it's like all right, let's go through chapter I already closed it, but whatever. If you go through chapter 2...
Look at what's being said, though. Like, the key points that are being conveyed from chapter 184 is there's no key points. It's just that Isagi has now awakened Metavision. My brain is fucking amazing. Now go to the recent chapter with all the text. What it is trying to let us know is a lot more, like, convoluted and, there's concepts and terminology. I don't really see a way he could incorporate it with the gameplay. At this point, I think we need either like 2-week breaks. Like we should get 40 to 50 page chapters of straight yap if this is what's gonna happen. Like if he plans on having Isagi yap, it should be put all into one chapter so that it just flows better. Yeah, I would take 2-week, 3-week breaks for longer versions.
I saw someone say that they would want BLUELOCK to go monthly if they meant it got episode Nagi length chapters.
Honestly, I don't agree with that because I feel like part of what keeps BLUELOCK really interesting is the community and the speculation week to week. But like every 2 weeks would be nice for specifically monologue-based chapters. I don't mind 20-page action chapters.
And I mean, like episode Nagi, no one really speculates.
Well, we know what happens. That's why.
We know Nagi won, but we don't really know what's gonna.
No, like
Yeah, but that's like very nuanced.
here's the thing. I would want them to do once a month if they switch to it. I would be happy because number one, I think it'd be good on the content creator side because once a month you'd have the chapter release and it'd be a huge video you get to make, right? And then that gives you the 3 weeks of making reviewing like we have the anime we can talk about. We have a section we have the section for the chapter review. We have the section for theories that we come up with throughout the weeks, and then you have time to make other videos. But like and also you make chapter reviews every single time the leaks drop, every time, right?
Sadly.
Would you not want to have more time to do like your own theory videos, like on what you think is gonna happen, or what or other topics that you can discuss? Like you started doing. Like if I go to your channel, you started doing some more theory videos, or you've also done like you've done the chapter reviews, and then you've done like the one with Noah.
I used to do weekly theory videos. Like I'm perfectly okay with them doing weekly. The problem is that it's just gotten to a point where it's so predictable. I feel bad doing it, bro. I feel like I'm literally farming people for money by regurgitating the same information that everybody knows is gonna happen. Like, I don't know. Once it gets interesting, like I'm probably gonna make a theory video on Isagi's evolution. I'm working on like Kaiser and Isagi in tandem. But like back, like you were saying, Manshine match, Uber's match, there was actual shit to speculate on. If it went to monthly, I guess I would like. I don't know. If it went to monthly, I just feel like it'd be harder because then all my videos would be conformed to a time frame. Like now, it's just like a day time frame. Like if it drops on Tuesdays, I just gotta wake up Tuesday morning, and I got a 16-hour shift ahead of me.
Yeah. Rao, the BLUELOCK is not going monthly. They're releasing a new volume in English every single month till they're caught up. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that doesn't start until 2025. Though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. He said BLUELOCK is going monthly in 2025. They're going they're gonna release a new English volume every month, which that's insane because most mangas only do two to three volumes, English volumes a year. So the fact that they're gonna do 4 times that with one new volume every month is insane.
It's actually disgusting. It's crazy that it's literally rooted in racism. Like, there's no other explanation why Western media with manga doesn't have, like, why, dude, with how much money BLUELOCK makes, think about the absolute tens of millions it makes being the #1 best-selling manga. Dude, how many tens of millions more would be produced if it was released in the US at the exact same time?
Well, here's the
They
thing.
don't do it because they don't fuck with Westerners and their interpretation of the media.
in the West, BLUELOCK is not as is way more popular than it is in Japan. In Japan, it is not.
No. The lesbians in Japan, bro. Let me tell you, the LGBT Japanese community runs BLUELOCK on social media. Like, anywhere else, maybe not, but social media, they run that shit. Bro's laughing, but I'm just being honest, bro. 80% of the fan base is like LGBT people. That's just how it is. And in Japan, they got a huge
I see like female Shido, like I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, don't check my Twitter retweets, bro. don't check my reposts. They're crazy.
Let's check your reposts.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm about to check that right now.
That just be reposted, you know.
Here's the thing: you can't say "don't check my reposts" and then expect us not to check your reposts.
Like I stand on what I do. I stand on what.
I saw that Kaiser art that you reposted. I saw that on my own page. I love it. I think it's great.
Bro, that shit is so heat.
What is BLUELOCK?
Oh, okay. It's a Halloween art competition I run every year. Normally I do like more streams, play horror games and all that, but like I just haven't had a lot of time, so I'm just mainly focusing on the art competition. Bro, Dynamic Dingo.
Yeah, I love him, dude.
That piece is crazy, bro. That piece is crazy.
I love his art so much. I love his style. I love his style so much. It's so good.
Both dinos have entered insane pieces into BLUELOCK. And I know like 5 other people, like Jinxu, who does the insane Kaiser art, they're working on one, and bro, I cannot wait to see that. I will die of a heart attack. Ooh.
And it has to be them in Halloween fits, I'm assuming, right?
And just anything spinning BLUELOCK into a spooky Halloween theme, like just to fit the vibe of October, spooky season.
I need someone to do the I can't think of it. I need someone to do Rain's Destructive, like the panel, like I think 2 chapters before he scores where he sticks his tongue out against where he knocks Isagi on his ass. I need someone to draw that with him, like bloody, like a looking like a murderer. I needed someone to draw
someone
that.
did.
Someone did?
Bro, that's the other dino. Hold up.
Really?
I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's not bloody. It's like more of a dark, distorted, monstrous vibe.
Who
to
did
it.
your like your Shido
Which
going
profile
I
picture?
scrolled, no, not your profile picture. I scrolled down a little bit. It's like the LGBTQ Shido one, like that. I love that style for the avatar.
that was Ben Ziadi on Twitter. They did my intro. They did my that Shido thing, and they also did my JJK and BLUELOCK thumbnail.
Yeah, commissions are open. I mean, cool. I think he's.
Bro, his commissions open for like an hour, and then the VTubers swarm him, and then he's gone, bro.
Facts. Yep, I see so much of them.
Mad respect. Like I love seeing it because I was literally like when I reached out to him to get my thing done, which was my intro, I think. He had never done a commission before, and now I can't even book him because he's just so clouded like that. Bro got motion.
Okay, so next thing to talk about are our thoughts on the anime episodes. So we'll start with our thoughts on episode 3, which is the one where Isagi awakened Metavision. What did you think of that episode?
Other than Isagi's awakening, it was yeah, it was pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
His Metavision awakening?
Yeah.
I
was
like
episode
that
3 or
scene.
4?
That was
I
episode
said
3.
Other than that, I liked that scene.
Episode was kind of bad aside from that, but I loved how they did his awakening. I love how they did it.
Yeah, that was great.
Dude,
nice.
all they need to do is time remapping better. That's the whole problem with the animation is they can have PNGs and like not movement 24/7, but they have to add some sort of effect like chromatic aberration, changing the background color, giving it visual distinction.
Mhm.
Like you have to make it unique or it just stands out and is sore on the eye.
Yeah.
And when like with Isagi's like specifically with Rin's stealth shot and Isagi's like ego scene here of awakening, they did that so well, and that's why that's why it's received well.
Yeah. I think what I was okay. People were complaining that they didn't show Metavision. I think it was a good decision that they didn't. And I'll explain.
Yeah,
They
you
did
can't
show
see
it,
it,
but
you-
it's very
yeah.
drowned out by the glow.
That's what I like is that you could see that there's something there. Like you can clearly tell that there's something there in his eye, but you can't tell what it is. But then going into the U20 match, spoilers for that part of the anime if you haven't caught up to it, I'll give you like a couple seconds. So in the U20 match, Aiku gets Metavision, and you'll see the eye design, and then you'll be able to put those two together. It's like, wait, that's what Isagi had in the third selection. What is that? And then going into season 3, you get it coined in Metavision. I think it was such a good decision to kind of hide it, and then when you get to Aiku, you're gonna be able to hint at it more.
And it's coined in season 2 though. It's coined in the U20 game as Metavision.
No, it's not. It's not called anything until chapter 183. I think.
Aiku's.
No, 182.
Metavision.
182. It's Metavision.
But yeah, the eye design is shown, but it's just like I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it was intentional because the eye design is completely shown. Like you can pause the freeze frame and just see the entire Metavision eye. But then like the aura comes in and it's just so fucking bright.
I feel like they shouldn't have done like the glow on the aura. They should have done like how Ryo in this episode, how Ryo in his awakening did it, with like the streaks coming off of it, but like have it so you can't really see the Metavision, but you can kind of tell. I feel like that would have been a great decision for them to do.
Also, the lunge forward on Isagi was kind of bad. Like the animation for his aura is great, and it kind of like overshadowed people like looking behind. But he literally is once again a PNG just moving forward, which is crazy because that's such an impactful, like a really important scene.
I think also the one complaint I had with that sequence, I didn't mind the PNG sliding. Like it's annoying, but like I think he looked good either way. Like the actual character. Which I'll say this, they're going basically 1-to-1 in terms of art in these chapters. They're going basically 1-to-1. They're just not having animation for it. It's like they're not drawing the in-between frames. They're drawing the key moments, but they're not going they're going 1-to-1 in my opinion. And I think it looks good.
It's actually so bad. Like, you know the thing about the animators, they said like a lot of frames were cut, blah blah.
Yeah. Hello?
but they're so brief. I mean, genuinely like 0.4 to 0.5 seconds. You can tell they did not want to animate that shot, let alone show other angles of it.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Either way, though, I think I didn't have much of a problem. The only thing I had an issue was that I don't think the kick had enough impact. Like, it didn't. I wanted some kind of like intense impact, like with his first direct shot. Like, I didn't need the impact frames. I just wanted the force behind his first direct shot. I wanted that with this one, and I don't think we got that.
That's the one part of the episode I appreciated, because the other goals we've had in the prior 2 episodes, the goals literally have no impact. Like when Shido does his back heel, he touches the ball and then it just transitions into it going into the goal.
Yeah.
So this, like Isagi, although it has minimal impact, like we do see his foot.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
condense the ball and like all that, and it's better, I guess.
Making Isagi's aura color green was their biggest fumble. That's how it is in the manga.
Stop yapping, bro. If I hear this shit one more time, it's green because it's fucking green. It's always been green.
His aura is green for a reason, because it's the color of the turf on the pitch. The whole thing is him observing the entire thing of the pitch. That's why it's green. His color is green his character color is fluorescent green in the manga. It's his manga color. It's his manga cover color. It's been stated by the mangaka that is his color. Suck it up and deal with it, okay? I get you want the blue.
Are victims of the community, bro. You guys hear some shit from the community. They say that, oh, this would look better, and then it gets in your head, and then you're gaslighted.
Cool. It's cool. It's blue. It might look better, but that's not his character color.
But does it even look better? Like, I like the green.
I do too. I think what makes the green look I think the green looks better this season because it's against the darker backgrounds. Last season it was the light fluorescent green against the white backgrounds and the brighter background. I think it sucked then. It looked lime. This makes it look like a fluorescent neon green, and it looks great.
Which is also fitting for his character, because that's a color that is like the biggest standout color in the world. Look at me. And his entire character is the pitch revolving around him and uplifting others. So like it's fitting. It's very fitting.
Yeah. And I think but here's the thing. You say the CGI, the green aura is good. The problem was the CGI. This season, the CGI has been great. I don't care. I love the CGI. The only thing I hate are those little chest-like piece marker things. I hate them with a passion. Right. I think they look so ugly. We gotta
also point out the running in the background. Let's not say the CGI for Karasu and others like doing their little NPC run in the background looks good, because that shit is not.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's better than last season. It's better than last season.
I guess, yeah, but like, is that a good standard to set here?
I think if we have to have if we can get the quality from this latest episode, but they give us a little one or maybe a couple few shots with that with the CGI, I won't care. That one 3 second, less than 3 second thing of CGI is not gonna ruin the 20-minute episode for me.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's like when it happens consistently throughout the episode, it's like it constantly disrupts the cool shit.
I can see it, but here's the thing. With the latest episode being Ryo, this put Ryo into my top 10 favorite characters. By far.
Dude, it was gas and also so gay. Like, am I the only one who thought that they made I don't know. Maybe I misremember the manga, but him lusting for Nagi.
He wasn't lusting for him.
Bro, he literally was saying, I can't have you anymore. I lost you. You're no longer mine. Like, bro, that was some crazy work.
I think this episode was great in how they portrayed Ryo's mindset. Because, here's the thing. That's Ryo's best friend right there. And I get it's going to sound weird, but let me put it to you like this. If you go into this project with your best friend, and you guys make a promise to each other that you are going to stick together, and you are going to make sure that one of you becomes the best in the world, and Ryo's like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make Nagi the best in the world, meaning Ryo is wanting to make his best friend the best player in the world. In the instance where that best friend says, I don't need you anymore, and leaves, would that not upset you? Would that not upset you to a degree and get you a little bit upset? Like,
oh no, I understand.
Neither of the characters are in the wrong, because Nagi wants to get better. He wants to get better for Ryo. He wants to get better as a player, so that way when he goes back, so when he and Ryo start working together again, their their dream becomes something more enjoyable for both of them.
Well, they
But
just have communication issues and fundamental.
It's just a communication issue.
They don't understand what the other wants and what the other is working for.
Yeah. Like Rayo,
also, like,
yeah, it's weird.
Also, like, I'm just gonna be straight up. It's queer coded. Like, I know people want to argue. You can't argue it anymore. Like, we have official art of them out on a date, bro. Like, they are queer coded characters. So
Yeah.
like, with Rayo's dialogue being so heavily like dependent on him, it also ties into like you'll notice all the midfielders in Blue Lock are feminized. Like Hiyori, Corona, Ness, all of them are female-leaning male characters because that's just, I guess that's how Kaneshiro wants the story to flow, but it's just weird. But it does help you look at the story and kind of like predict evolutions based off character design and how they act.
Yeah. There's a couple of things. So do I think Rayo deserves a major evolution? I've had this theory. I don't know if I mentioned it to either of you guys. I think that Rayo is going to copy the Kaiser Impact and score a goal in the game against Sparta, which is going to let him score because he was able to copy size, dribbling, and control, and then be able to pull off the Kraus Elastic or the Hocus Pocus, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the same fucking thing. And I think training his body to copy the Kaiser Impact would be incredibly cool. Just because I want to see a panel of like when Kaiser first used the Kaiser Impact, that side panel. I want to see that with Rayo instead of the thorns and the flower petals, have it be that paper. I want to see him do that, which would give him a goal. I want to see Chickadee score again, and I want to see Nagi score as well. I don't know how Nagi's going to do it, but I want to see Rayo score the Kaiser Impact, and I think that would be a huge, like, awesome thing to see. Just because he copied Sai and now he's copying Kaiser. I don't know why he couldn't copy Kaiser. So that's why I think would be interesting. What do you guys think? Do you think Rayo needs a major improvement? And if so, what do you think that improvement will entail?
I don't really think Rayo needs any improvement. I just think all his improvement is mental at the moment. He needs to cut himself away from Nagi in the sense that, like, they need to play on the field in tandem, but also for their own unique goals. Like, yes, they both want to win together. You can do that while also scoring your own individual goals. Like, especially after the NEL, they're no longer fighting for bitter value, so they don't have to individually prove themselves to anyone. Like, they will be playing on a complete team together.
Yeah.
So it's just about, like, them working out their communication issues. And also, bro said it's not gay. That's normal to feel that way, losing your best friend. Dude, if your homie leaves you and you're sitting there talking about I'm going to fight for what I want, I'm going to get what I want, you're gay for him. I don't know what to tell you. Like, the closet's clear. Males do not feel that strongly about losing a homie. Like, you'll be like, damn, I feel betrayed.
You know they confirmed that Aiku's bi.
Yes, dude, I knew this shit all along. You're finna tell me y'all didn't see this coming when bro was in the club with the shorties talking about, so what up, Blue Lockers? Oh yeah, no, I'm just here with the hoes. What's up? Let's go bowling. Like, yeah. Nah, he's chill like that.
Yeah, like because he literally says on my free days I go find some playmates to have fun with guys or girls, and
girls, etc.
Yeah, but
wait, that makes a pan though.
He just said guys or girls. I don't think I don't know if that's a specification if he's bi or if he's pan. But
the translation I read said etc. But maybe it was wrong.
I think he just swings with whoever. I think he'll swing with whoever who is interested. I think Shido. I think they also confirmed. Like I knew Shido was pretty much that, but I think they confirmed Shido is
they confirmed it in official art because Christmas for Japan is Couples Day. And all the Couples Day art had Shido and Sai, like, out on a date giving presents to each other and shit. And also, like, Shido's colors being the bisexual flag, his entire character being how pansexual people view the spectrum, being like, I don't care what gender you are, I just care what your personality is. And that's how Shido is. He doesn't care about who you are, what you are. Like, can you explode? Can you enamor him in a way? Mm. It's so wholesome. Bro, did you see his Egoist Bible where he's like, who's your favorite historical figure? And he says, you, the person reading this. Mm-hmm. That's so wholesome, bro. Like, it made me smile.
Yeah. Shido, despite him being, like, a dick to those who don't really mesh well with him, like with Rain, he's still a good person. Like, he can acknowledge people, like, he can acknowledge when people do something good. He can acknowledge people's skills. Like, he acknowledged Isagi's amazing goal after the third selection. Like, I even saw there was a small, I don't know where it was from, but it was fan art of Hiyori, I think it might have been in a light novel, but it was Hiyori and Shido having a talk about video games. And they were just vibing, talking about games, and they were playing games on their phone together.
Hell yeah, dude, that's so lit.
Like that shit's
Dude,
so wholesome.
Also, that wasn't a mistranslation, Leo. Like, I've directly read the Egoist Bible, and I understand katakana and kanji.
Yeah, like Animasu helped me with the Egoist Bible.
Bro,
Right.
yeah, bro straight up said females and males. Like, that's your boy.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
Before we end the stream, I do want to give some info on the new Gen 11 movie. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I've talked to them about it. The people in our on this call with me. But we have a group of writers. So we have our group of writers. We are currently writing the plot for the movie. We're currently going through it. We have some good plot points we want to target. We have our character designs. Should I tease Sai, or should I think I want to save Sai until after we reveal the official poster.
Let's keep it a secret for now.
I will say this. Next weekend stream, we will be revealing on stream the new Gen 11 movie poster. So if you guys we're going to show the poster on stream. I will give you the plot of the movie right now. The plot of the movie is the new Gen 11s are challenged by a trio of players who want to challenge them for their title. So the new Gen 11s are put onto a team to defend their title as next generation superstars. That is the plot of the movie. Not going to give anything more onto that. But we have some confirmed animators who are definitely going to be working on this project with us. We have two dedicated animators so far. I'm going to be animating parts of the movie because we need some people. But yeah, if you guys are excited for that, please, share your support. All the super chats from this live are going to be going directly into that funding as well. If you want to contribute, go to the latest video with my reaction of episode 4. Leave a super chat. And if you can't super chat, that's okay. Don't feel like you're obligated to. All we can ask for is for you to share your support. We'll be putting out voice acting auditions in the future for you guys to actually submit your auditions to become one of the characters. I will say all 3 of the new Gen 11s are going to need voice actors. We're also going to need voice actors for Isagi, Rin, Burū, Ego, and Luna. I think we have so far. Those are the confirmed actors.
Also, if anyone is looking for VAs, just look up my name on Discord, and I'll alert Ariel.
Yeah. So again, not gonna do that just yet. We'll do it in the future. We'll let you know. Thank you for the $2 donation. That's gonna go straight into the thing and change. You're gonna go take a shower and change my shirt. I'm gonna do that after this stream. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do you guys want to say anything else before the stream ends? Animasu, Leo?
Yeah, the community's kind of like, filled with hate right now. Everybody hating on the animators, hating on the manga, hating on each other. Y'all just be positive, bro. Even if you don't like something, even if somebody pisses you off, just kind of just brush it off, bro. The world's scuffed right now. We gotta be better as a community.
That's what this project is for, man. Everyone's getting pissed off at the anime. Everyone's getting pissed off at the manga. This is our chance. We make our own community fan film to make the community happy. That's our.
But that's the thing, bro. Like,
imagine if the author
with what
sees
we
this,
have, the community needs to just chill out, bro.
Yeah.
Especially I'm not even trying to be mean, but half y'all don't got anime. More than half. Like, none of y'all got animation experience. None of y'all have animated an anime episode. None of y'all do voice acting. Like, until you become that big in that field, you don't talk down upon people doing it. They're giving us what they can. Like, any anime you get, I will promise, it's never the animator's fault. It is always the production studio,
the directors,
and budget. That is always what it will be.
Well, don't forget directors, because you have One Piece episodes with incredible direction from directors like Megumi Ishitani, who makes some of the highest rated One Piece episodes because of her style of direction.
Yeah, they're part of that. I just gripped out with the studio.
I'm saying is, if the author sees this movie, bro, I'm about to be hyped, bro. If the author sees this and we made this movie up great.
We're also tempted to turn this into. We're also tempted to turn this movie into a manga, a small manga short story as well.
Oh yeah,
for those who don't want to watch the thing, they can read the manga for it.
That'd be crazy.
If that's something you guys want to do, awesome. But yeah,
dude, you should open one good thing if you want to raise funding for it would be a Patreon to have maybe you can make a sticker or a pin or something, merch exclusive to the first 100 people who contribute or something.
Yeah, we have about we have about $100 in donations already.
Hell yeah.
Like we have a lot so far from the community. I appreciate the community, and we have 2 dedicated animators working on this. I'm gonna do some animation myself. If you guys want to reach out to some animators yourselves and be like, yo, we got there's a project, I think you'd be interested, let them know, send them my way, send them my Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I don't care, send it to something. Yeah, reach out. We're gonna try and get as many people. We need a lot of artists, and if you guys are skilled in any of those areas of art, we need some backgrounders, some storyboarders, some in-betweeners, character designers, all that stuff. So if you guys are good in that, what's up?
Borderliners.
Some borderliners. We're also gonna need. I also want to get some good sound effect designers in this. Because if we're gonna have a Kaiser Impact, I want that impact sound to sound beautiful.
I know somebody.
Yeah.
Or I know somebody that would good background designer. I know that.
Background. All right, send them my way, bro.
I was gonna say I could get Mochi to help out because Mochi did a Kaiser Impact animation, and his the audio for it is heavenly, bro.
If I can get Mochi on this, I would lose. If I can get any of the Blue Lock colorists on this, I would lose my shit. We have a poster in commission with 2-horned one right now.
Yes, dude, he's so cool. Have you read his manga?
I have not read his manga yet.
It's so good.
Wait, what's his manga again? Wait, he only has one. He makes his
chapter
own
right
manga.
now.
We can use him, bro. Oh my god, we
Well,
can use him.
I'm gonna be honest, you're probably not gonna have time to help you because not only does he do all the writing and like his free time stuff in his own life, he's commissioning Neptune Fish to help him do his manga. So like he's outsourcing time and money for his own project right now.
Yeah,
which is amazing, by the way.
It is. It's great. But yeah. Again, thank you guys for tuning into this stream. I appreciate Animasu and Leo for joining us on this.
No problem.
Yeah, y'all make sure to subscribe to Arrow.
Yeah, the links to these guys' channels are in the description. If you don't follow them, which I don't know why you wouldn't, go check them out. Go sub to them. They make some great content. And